What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, talking about Kozmo Strawman in this video. Man, the Kozmo army and archetype just keeps getting ever so bigger by the day, it seems, and this set is definitely going to give it a whole bunch of support. So this is it's our second emergency teleport target. Now, some of you guys may have better eyes than me. This was actually revealed on the official Konami blog. I guess they're gonna spend pretty much the next week or so kind of like promoting Cosmos, giving us information about what's gonna be in Dimension of Chaos as far as Cosmos. I have been thoroughly impressed, not just with the stuff from Clash of Rebellion, but with the stuff that they've shown so far. Now, I actually had to go to Pojo so that I could read because my eyesight is just it's not super good and I can't read this text. It's like way too small. So anyways, it's a light, it's level 2, it's a light, or it's a psychic monster. Its attack is 500 and it's 1800 defense, which is pretty, like 1800 defense is pretty impressive for a level 2 monster. The effect reads, during either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon one level 3 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Strawman once per turn. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points, then target one of your banished Kozmo monsters, special summon it, but its effects are negated, and destroy it during the end phase. Okay, so this is one of those cards that it can be a little hard to gauge how strong this card can be in Cosmos, but I think it's going to be more or less a utility card, and it expands the deck. First off, it means that you have a second emergency teleport target. Like right now, teleport is, I mean, it's a power play in Cosmos because it gets you Farm Girl, which is probably the most important card in the deck outside of Cosmo Town, but that's pretty much all that teleport can do. I mean, I guess you could get a Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, but like no one really does that play. Now you have a secondary target. The second thing is this card can actually summon Farm Girl from the hand, which really that's the beauty of this card. The fact that it can open up so much damage. Let's just say that you have a Forerunner or a Dart Destroyer banish. Like if you have a Dart Destroyer banish, then your opponent is in a world of trouble. Obviously, you can normal summon your Strawman, or you could use, teleport. You could bring it out. You can get your Forerunner or your Star Destroyer back by paying 500 life points. And I mean, you're basically paying 500 life points to do 28 to 3,000 damage to your opponent, plus this guy's 500. So it's like you're paying 500 to do somewhere between 33 and 3,500 damage. But instead of attacking with this guy, you can banish it. You can get Farm Girl. So now you could have Farm Girl on field plus Dart Destroyer on field. You could attack with Dart Destroyer, do 3,000, attack with Farm Girl, search another Dart Destroyer, banish it, attack with it, and now you've done what? Like 60, you've done like what, 6,500 damage, 60, you're doing over 6,000 damage with just a couple of cards, which is what this deck was already known for. Now, my understanding and what people are saying that if you get Dart Destroyer back, I have to check on this, that when Dart Destroyer dies during the end phase, obviously you could trigger, or you'd be able to trigger its effect, and then you'd be able to get something like a Forerunner, or I guess even if you had Forerunner, then you could just, get something like Slip Rider or something like that. So it basically seems like the entire deck is getting so ridiculously floaty. I mean, this is not going to be a card where you're going to use it solo. This is going to be a card that gets you to really big plays. And that's why I think that this card is an ultra rare, because you really have to think outside the box. It's a really skillful card, and I'd probably say that its best use is when you can get Forerunner or when you can get Dart Destroyer banished, because now you're talking about paying, 500 life points to basically do over 4,000 to your opponent. So the card has, I mean, it definitely has a ton of potential. I don't think it'll cost as much as Farm Girl, even though it's an ultra rare, because I don't think that you'll need as many copies. This will not be a 3 of. I think that this will probably be like a 2 of, but the main combos will be with will mainly be with cards like Forerunner and Dart Destroyer banish. But again, it opens up more plays. It's the only card that can actually summon Farm Girl from the hand, which is really huge, because I believe usually when you get a Farm Girl attack through, you basically kill your opponent. And it's interesting to see that Konami is actually expanding on the lore of this, because I read this article, and it actually doesn't really talk about the card at all, oddly enough. It talks about how it's a security system, and it seems like in the lore of the Cosmos, this card is kind of like C-3PO from Star Wars, but it's Strawman, as in, the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. So it's like it fits both. It really does fit both. And I think that this is I think this is Farm Girl. You can kind of see the leg here. I think this might be Farm Girl, and that's her the little like lion thing that she's riding on, that big cat thing that she's riding on. So I assume that at some point maybe her ship crashed. You see the ship and the smoking in the background, and maybe she encountered Strawman. And I don't know if, you know, maybe they're gonna journey together like in the Wizard of Oz. So it'll be interesting to see where this is going. I guess Luke Skywalker and C-3PO kind of were buddies in Star Wars, so I guess it makes perfect sense for the lore. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. I think that this is definitely a 2 of. Even minimum 1. You have to run this card because it's a teleport target. Like, you have to run at least 1 copy. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always.